Hey everybody, this is Nathan from BetterBibleTeachers.com, and perhaps you're on the way to church this morning or you're getting ready. I want to share with you a couple ideas that you can do last minute to inspire your class and to get them to pay attention, all right? So the first one is competition. Now, I know a lot of you are super competitive, but I know some of you could care less. Like, you play a game and you literally don't care who wins. Like, maybe you just want the game to be over. But here's what I know about kids, and here's what I know particularly about boys. They love competition. And you can use that to help better communicate your message. So if you're in Sunday school and you come across, maybe you need somebody to read a verse. Maybe you're talking about Ruth and you need somebody to read out of the first chapter of Ruth because that's part of your story. Instead of just saying, in Ruth 1:4 it says, and then read it, why not have a competition? Now, some of you remember back in the day, we had sword drills. Maybe some of you are still doing that, all right? Why not have a sword drill? It's super simple, okay? Hold on, let me show you. For those of you that might not know, here's a very large Bible. The kids probably won't have a Bible this big, but the rules of a sword drill are very simple. You hold the Bible by the spine and you hold it all the way up in the air, meaning your elbow needs to be straight. No, and none of this, to get halfway through the, to like, well, okay, there's Psalms, if halfway, you got to keep it straight in the air. And then you're going to say the reference 2 times. You're going to say Ruth 1:4. And then maybe you can have them repeat it with you. Ruth 1:4. And then you'll say, on your marks, get set, go. And the first one to open their Bible would find Ruth 4 and stand up with their finger on the passage wins if they read the correct verse. All right? So there's no jumping up as they're flipping over from, the book before Ruth. If they're flipping over, they're about to get to Ruth and they're standing up as they're flipping, that's not allowed. When they stand up, they need to have the verse in hand pointing to it. All right? This will, number one, it'll take a little bit of time, okay? That's a benefit. But number 2, it will get everybody interested. So if people have started falling asleep, if the boys have started hitting each other, no matter what is going on, a little competition goes a long way. The other thing you can do is you can insert a game into your story. So say, for instance, you're telling the story, let's use Ruth, for example. How about every time you say the word Naomi, or every time you say the word sister-in-law, or every time you say the word Bethlehem. You can pick whatever word or whatever group of words you want to use and make sure you're going to say it at least a couple times in your story. Well, what I want you to do is have the kids keep track. So every time they hear the word Bethlehem, they can stand up, and the first one to stand up gets a point. And at the end of the lesson, you can give them, maybe you have some snacks you're going to give out, give them extra snack. Tell them next week you'll bring them a piece of candy. Whatever it may be, maybe you have something that's easily on hand, all right? But what this does is this encourages kids to pay attention, because why are they paying attention? Because they want to win, because they want to hear the word Bethlehem before all their friends do, and they want to stand up. And here's the fun part. You can also have a penalty. So if someone stands up when you start to say bah, but you say they've been somewhere instead of Bethlehem, then they lose a point, right? I mean, keep track on the board. Like, you can get as crazy as you want to, but these little competitive type games will, number 1, keep the boys engaged, which is important. And number 2, the girls will, at worst, not pay attention, but they'll be quiet because girls don't tend to be the rowdy kids in class. And at best, they'll love the game just as much as the boys, which in my experience, girls love games too. All right? So those are 2 simple ways you can spice up your story this Sunday without buying anything, without getting new curriculum, which, I recommend. But no matter what you do, you can spice up your lesson just with some simple competition, all right? I want you to try it out, and I want you to see how it goes, all right? Talk to you later.